See, I'm an integrated doctor, which means I believe pills and surgery are necessary, but not sufficient. Did you hear what I just said? See, so I believe that if you need a pill, you should take a pill. But if we could give you as few pills as possible, the lowest dose possible, it'd be better, because everybody in this room wants to age gracefully and successfully. But because the people that, when you were younger, the people that you looked, the older people, right, your aunts, uncles, mother, father, they died at such a young age that you don't have a roadmap on what you should do to age gracefully and successfully. Makes sense, right? The problem, if tomorrow you don't do anything to stimulate your brain, and we do the same test, right? The brain scan before and after, your brain will be thinner. Did you hear what I just said? Wow. See, it changes every day. And so my job is to keep your brain what? Thick, right? Thick. And so functionality is one of the things I work on, to be able to walk. Did you hear what I said? To be mobile is a very critical part of aging. Because you know what? The number one epidemic now in America is, you know what the word is? Alzheimer's disease. I'm a doctor who studies Alzheimer's disease. That's what I do in the medical field, right? We know how to prevent 50% of Alzheimer's. Did you hear what I just said? Yeah. Wow. But we have to do the program, right? You can't just not do the program. But one of the first things that we notice, if we're studying Alzheimer's, when it starts, the first thing is the people have problems walking and falling. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, walking.
It's falling. The other thing is strength in the hand. See, if they start losing strength in the hand, we see a problem. So what I do, as soon as I see the problems, when I do my assessment, I give you the tools to change. Because the number one fear of everyone in this room, you know what it is?
Yeah.
Not death. You're afraid of memory loss. It used to be cancer. No more. The number one fear of everyone getting older is memory loss. Alzheimer's, nobody is immune. Did you hear what I just said? Ronald Reagan, right? I can go down the list of the richest people in the world, right? Right? When you have less mitochondria, you're going to sit in your chair and say, I have no, right? How do you get mitochondria? Do you think you go to Ralph's and buy it?
No.
No. How do you think you get it?
Exercise.
Right. You know that.
Yeah.
Physical exercise, when you walk, when you're doing some kind of physical activity, the body produces more mitochondria.
Yeah.
So when I have a patient who's depressed, what do I tell them to do?
Exercise.
Walk.
Walk.
And I start with one step. Did you hear what I just said? Pushing your walker. I don't care what you do.
How
But
about swimming?
Swimming is excellent.
What if he opens the pool?
Don't ask me.
Okay.
Don't ask me. I don't want to start a fight. But walking, everyone can do. I have people, when I do my studies, just walk on the corridor, just to begin.
Oh, I do that.
Right. Well, but there are people here who are not doing that. So I'm trying to tell you that walking increases your energy.
Right.
But 75% of people over 75 are sedentary. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
They're sitting, they're watching television.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the only time maybe they get up and go to the bathroom. The body is deteriorating. How do we know? The number one profession with the lowest risk of Alzheimer's, you know what it is? A musical conductor. Why? Because they're involved with what? Numbers and patterns. They're raising their hand, they're doing this, they're getting physical activity, and they're doing the numbers and patterns with the music. That's why music is such a big part of my program. Music is critical because music works in the brain, part of the brain not affected by Alzheimer's that much. See, the last cells of my brain to die will be behind my ears. Music and art. It's also the first cells to develop when I delivered babies. Music and art. That's why when we want to calm a baby down, what do we sing? A lullaby. You see how it works, right? So I use a lot of music and art in my work, and the brain rewires forward, right? Because if you cannot speak, some people with Alzheimer's or stroke cannot speak, I put on music from the 30s and 40s. They sing the words to the song, and their speech skills come back. Isn't that incredible? You see how the brain could work? I mean, if a person can't use their left arm from a stroke, I tie up their right arm, and little by little, I get them to write their name with the bad arm. Because the brain and the body can rewire its nervous system, right? Physical activity. Number 2, mental activity. Number 3, social activity. What happens is people get older, their life space gets constricted, and so that you'll walk. So sleeping is the critical time when your brain is healing itself. So we've discussed a little bit about the body, the mind, right? Because if you're not sleeping well, you're going to be depressed and anxious. But what about the soul? You'll never hear a medical doctor talk about the soul. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the soul is the first part of a human being that dies. Did you know what I just said? If your soul dies and you only have a body and a mind, the word in the English language for a person with only a body and mind starts with a Z. Does anyone know it? Zombie.
What?
A zombie, a person who doesn't have a soul, if you watch the movies or something. So how can I help people with their soul? People die of boredom of the soul. Can you remember what I just said? What is the soul? The soul is the part of you that gives meaning and purpose to your life. Everyone in this room needs what? Meaning and purpose to your life. So when you wake up in the morning, you thank God, right? What gives us meaning and purpose? We've studied it. Helping another human being. An act of kindness is the best way to give someone meaning and purpose in life.